Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Megan. I live in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and I really love sewing. It's Friday again, at least it is as I film this, and hopefully I'll be able to edit this and post it by the end of the day today, and if it's not, then welcome to Saturday Sews. I just have a little bit of chat today, share with you some of the projects that I'm working on, some of the things I'm thinking about. So if you're interested, please keep watching. So it is a beautiful day here in Calgary today on Friday. It's sunny. It's supposed to thunderstorm tonight, and to be honest, I don't mind. Rain at night, it makes me feel like all romantic and cozy, and it's perfect for the garment that I made last weekend. So unlike the beautiful weather we have today, on the weekend, last weekend, we had rain pretty much all weekend. It was quite cold, it was really chilly, and my husband took the kids to the playground for about 3.5 hours on Sunday anyway. They came home soaking wet, but I had the opportunity to do a little bit of sewing. And in that time, that 3-hour block, I had lunch, and I cut out and completed the Sloan Sweatshirt from Love Notions. So I made mine out of that lush fabric that I was telling you about earlier. It's from the Fabric Snob, which is an online fabric store in Canada. I understand they're opening a storefront as well, so that's super exciting. If you are in Winnipeg, check them out. Anyway, this is the sweatshirt that I made, and it's just the Sloan is a slight drop shoulder sweatshirt pattern. They have two different views. One has more of a curved body shape and one is straight down. So this is the view B that goes straight down. And what I did with this is I did the side vent hem hack that they have posted on their YouTube channel. So I'll post a link to that as well. Followed the instructions and it came up beautifully. So this fabric is so soft and it is so easy to sew. The minute I was done, I pulled this off the machine, I put it on my body, and I sent my girlfriend a text message, and I was like, that stuff I ordered, that lush fabric from the Fabric Snob, is phenomenal. You need some, I'm ordering it. Do you want to split shipping? So we do that often. My girlfriend lives in the same city as I, and so in order to cut on shipping costs, we either put in our order together and split the cost of shipping, or sometimes we'll reach the minimum for free shipping, and then we'll go together. So I did put in another order for another color of this, but it is so cozy. It is so cozy. It is cozy without being it's not polyester, it's a cotton spandex. So it's cozy without being sweaty or plasticky. I don't really like wearing polar fleece right next to my body. I like bamboo fleece, but that bamboo fleece also gets stretchy and quite drapey. It's so comfortable. And the other great thing is it's 4-way stretch. So a lot of the sweatshirt fleece that I've used is only 2-way stretch. So it doesn't stretch vertically, it only stretches on the horizontal. And that's fine, and that's great for a lot of projects. But for a sweatshirt, when you have a bust and you have arms, it's so comfortable. I made some modifications. So I did grade this pattern sizes. So I graded from an extra large through the shoulder, bust, and waist to a 3XL at the hip, which is probably a size bigger than I needed to, but I wanted to be comfortable, and I figured I could always take it in, but letting it back out can be a bit of a challenge, and lately I feel like I'm underestimating my hip measurement, and so I was like, no, I'm gonna go for it. So my hip measures, I think when I measured it, it's like between a 49.5 inch or a 50 inch. I think the 3X is 51 inch, so whatever, anyway. And then I followed the instructions for the split hem that Love Notions outlines on their video. So I did mine a little bit lower. The vent starts lower in my version than it does in the one that Tessa made, because I didn't want the split all the way up at my waistline. And that allowed me to grade out to the hip and then start the split there, instead of having to deal with adding the angle to make the vent on the same slope as the curve. So what you do is you draw a triangle out from the side seam and go down. So you add some allowance, and then you make basically a triangle. And you'll see I popped the stitch because I got this stuck over I got it stuck on my back when I was trying to do 3 things at the same time. And my husband had to help me yank it down over top of my giant head. But so I do need to go back in and fix this because I popped that stitch. But basically you stitch down the side seam and then past the beginning of the triangles, so where your vent would be, and then you fold that triangle back and you hem it, like hem the side vent. And so they are far more articulate in explaining how to do that, so make sure you go watch that video. But it's a similar method used in the Terra tunic, and I think you get a really nice finish. And so anyway, super happy with it. It is like it's an oversized sweatshirt, and so in my fantasy life I'm wearing this around a backyard bonfire with my friends, having a glass of wine, or on a walk out in the morning with you know, a friend, or you know, camp. I don't camp, but fantasy me is apparently camping while I'm wearing this sweatshirt. But real me wore it to the grocery store, and I've washed it twice since I made it on Sunday. So I for sure will make another Sloan. I don't know if I'll do another one with the side vent. I might do like a shallower side vent because I do think it's really cute. But I am going to wear this to death. So thrilled with it. So yeah, so I made it, and I made it in under 3 hours from like start to finish, which is sometimes the type of project that you need when you just need a little boost and feel like you've done something. And I needed some time for me, so I really did enjoy that and appreciate it. So yeah, so this is my Sloan sweater in that lush fabric from the Fabric Snob, and again, it's double brushed interlock. So I am sure there are other retailers that sell something comparable. Interlock is thick. It's thicker, like it's about the same thickness as, say, a sweatshirt fleece, but it's not fuzzy on the inside. So yeah, beautiful fabric, great pattern, very happy. So something I talked about last week was sort of thinking ahead to some projects I wanted to work on, doing a little bit of prep and planning so that I have some projects ready to go when I find myself with some time to sew. And this is the top tip I think you will hear when you ask the question. Particularly I see it with young mums or young parents who have or are making a transition and suddenly have something new in their life that they feel like cuts into their sewing time. So how do you make time for that? Well, my number one tip would be to stop cleaning your house. Not everybody feels the same way as I do. But anyway, we hear a lot like break your project down into chunks, so make it manageable. If you're time pressed, you know, trace out your patterns or prep your patterns one night, do the fabric cutting the next night, and then sew it another night, break it up into chunks. Another popular one is to sort of batch cut. So if you're going to have a cutting day, cut out 2 or 3 projects. And this is definitely how I do a lot of my work. So I will have some time in an evening, say an hour before it's time for me to go to bed, after the kids have gone to bed, or before my husband wants to settle down and watch a show. So I'll trace out a pattern, or I will, you know, cut out and mark a project. Sometimes I go on like a cutting binge, and I'll cut out like 4 or 5 really straightforward knit tops, or, you know, skirts or something like that, and just to have, so that when the time comes that I have the sewing time, they're ready. So I did that this week. I cut out 2 tank tops. And I usually store my projects like in just giant Ziploc bags, and then I put them in a closet organizer in my closet so that I have them. So I cut out, using the same fabric, I cut out a camisole, just a camisole top, and another Pattern Emporium Every Me tank top to wear when I'm working out. Out of this coral boyfriend jersey that I also got from the Fabric Snob. And, you know, so this is as I sew on them too, as I work on the project, I keep them in the project bag. Usually the big size Ziploc is big enough for me, but I've got my pattern envelopes. This is the Seychelles blouse I'm working on. It's all cut out and marked. I've actually done some of the steps on this one. So this one's in progress. So I'm working on this project, but I realized as I went to go put these away that I found a bag of projects in bags like this that I had cut out maybe 2 years ago. And my body is not the same size as it was 2 years ago. So now I have these cut out projects in fabric that I obviously liked, that I never got around to making because I was pressed for time or whatever. And now they're too small for me. If they were too big for me, I think I could probably, you know, figure out how to modify them, but they're too small. So I'll be honest, that was a bit, took the wind out of my sails a little bit. But it was also a good reminder to me to be, when I'm being proactive, to prepare myself for sewing, to be realistic about how much time I'm actually going to have to work on some projects, and to really only have, 3 or 4 in the queue, because obviously I lost interest in these projects somewhere along the way. Like I didn't wake up one morning and no longer fit into the Love Notions size large. It was gradual, right? My body didn't change dramatically overnight. Sometimes that does happen, I understand that. But in my case it didn't. It was sort of over the course of 18 months, my body shape changed. My weight changed and my size changed. And so, I've got a skirt and 2 tank tops cut out and bagged that I think I'm just going to put them back in the closet, but I'm not going to put them somewhere where I see them all the time, because there is no value in seeing those projects and feeling anything but neutral about them. They are just not the right size for me right now. And, I might give them to a friend who's that size, or I might just recycle them or use them for something else. But anyway, it was a good reminder. What I'm saying here is that it was a good reminder to me to not get too far ahead of myself. Don't cut out like 15 projects so that when I have time to sew, I have something to choose from. Just cut out, 2 or 3, like your next project you're quite excited about, and maybe a t-shirt or a tank top, so that you've got something to work on a Wednesday night when you've got a little bit of time. Other than that, I don't have much on the go. Hopefully it will be nice this weekend and I can get outside with my kids. Maybe do a little bit of sewing. I'd like to work on that Seychelles top like I mentioned. Oh, the sun has gone away. Sorry about that. I use natural light when I'm filming, so anyway, it probably got quite dark right there. Anyway, maybe that's my cue. The sun has said that is enough, Megan. But yeah, that's what I'm working on this week. Going to make my list and come up with some firm plans for June and share those with you. And I will pop in, and I love the comments. I love commenting back at you. I appreciate all of your recommendations and your suggestions. And I hope that you have a really fantastic weekend and a really great day. And I will see you soon.